Well, good morning. Join me this morning back on the banks of the mighty Relief Channel. You could say I've got a little bit of unfinished business. I came out last weekend, had one bream on the Saturday, was quite hopeful of one or two more, but it didn't happen, so I came out early Sunday morning and all I had was 3 rudd. Now, originally this weekend, Sunday was going to be the worst day, and Saturday was going to be overcast, maybe the odd shower. Well, looks so Sunday's weather going to come today. So I've come out early. Yeah, I think we're going to get a bit of rain, but I've come out early and I've decided get under me brolly, because my original plan, I was going to be stood right out in the water, sort of 10 metres out in the water. I thought, you know what, if that's going to absolutely lash it down, then no, I'm going to have a little bit of comfort and I might try that other end tomorrow. So I've got it at first light, a bit of a walk, but I've got it at first light, and as I'm tackling up, I've seen 1 or 2 fish top, a small fish. Then as it's starting to get light, I've seen a bream roll. Then sort of tackling up, just about to start, had a couple of casts and I saw another bream roll. And all I've done is, I haven't gone gung-ho this week. Normally I'm putting in 12, 15 balls of ground bait. But I haven't gone gung-ho, and I've put in sort of 20 sort of large tangerine size balls just past the middle. I normally fish sort of down the middle anyway, but the fish I've seen moving have been 3 parts the way across, just down to the left, and the other fish was just past the middle, just to my right a little bit. So I've decided to fish, like I say, on that line just past middle. So I'm going to start on the worm like I normally do, and I'll give that sort of an hour or so, quick cast, sort of 5-7 minute cast, something like that. Then I'll feel my way in. If I start to get the odd indication on the worm, nothing comes of it, then I'll go on to the maggot. I've also got some corn in the bag if I want to try that as well. So like I say, I'm not going gung-ho today. Just going to fish, bit of comfort, and hopefully, like I say, get 1 or 2 fish. I've decided to give the distance rod a bit of an airing again today, which if it does go a bit adverse and the wind gets up, I can punch this out there no problem. So like I say, I'm going to have a go on the old CR10 13-foot distance feeder. I got that with a 1.5 ounce carbon tip. I've got the CS5000 reel. I've got 8 pound line on, 8 pound main line on there with a shocker. I've got size 12 hook with a couple of worms there. I've got my usual 018 Colmic King hook length. As you can see, I've got a helicopter rig there, quick change, bit of a twizzled loop there to the snap swivel, and I've got a 40-gram feeder. And all I'm going to do is just put a few dead maggots in, and like I say, have some regular casts, sort of 5-7 minutes. Get a little bit of bait in there, like I say, not gung-ho today, but get a bit of bait in, and hopefully, even if we catch 1 fish, like I say, I've seen a couple, so hopefully we're in the right area. You know, they could be heading off for breakfast elsewhere, but we'll see. There's a bit of a breeze blowing, nice little bit of a ripple coming on the water, so only time will tell. But we'll get this back out there. So level is quite low still. Sit that on there. Nice and simple. Say nice and simple fishing. It's got one rod. And that's it. You know, nothing complicated. Don't believe in complicating it too much. So, ground bait wise today. Here we go. That is Bait Tech Envy, the green. And I've got it with some Special G green as well. And just a pint of brown crumb. And I've soaked some micros up last night. Just put a pint of micros in a bag, covered them with water, tied the bag up. And I'll put half of them in, half of them. Like I say, if I do go tomorrow, then I'll use the other half tomorrow. I've got some dead maggot, so I've got some live maggot. I've also got some worm by the side of me, and that's it. Like I say, a little bit of corn, but I'm just gonna feel my way in. So we've seen one or two move, so fingers crossed we might be able to snare the odd fish. So it's a beautiful morning at the moment, but it is supposed to change sort of around about 7-8 o'clock, where I reckon for a couple of hours we could have a fair drop of rain. Then it's going to be quite steady rain through the rest of the day. So I'm going to get a bit mucked up walking back across the field, but I don't really care. We're on the bank. I say you got to have a bait in the water to blank. Like my mate Charlie, 007. No bites, no fish, 7 hours. Charlie's a dab hand at that. So we'll just take it steady, keeping an eye on the water. Like I say, there's still a bit of a job to see if there's any bubbles coming up. Now that's rippling, but if there is any fish going to show themselves, then we will see them. Hopefully they might like that double worm. They got two choices. But we'll keep we'll keep that feed going in, and hopefully after about an hour, 2 hours, we might be able to start getting 1 or 2 bites. I don't like to catch too early. I think if you catch straight away, especially if you only catch the one fish straight away, I don't like that too much. I prefer to sort of sit an hour and a half, 2 hours, not have a bite, then all of a sudden start to get 1 or 2 indications. So only time will tell, but I will catch you in a bit, and hopefully we might have a little bit of news. Hee. Well, it's been a long time coming. It's about 3.5 hours, and that's the first bite. Proper bite. I've had 1 or 2 liners, a few sort of tap bites. It was on 4 dead maggots. inches in the nets. Not big fish, but it's a nice clean fish. Oh, come here. Nice clean fish. There we go. See if we can get one or two more now. Hee. Well, I said it can take a long time to get a bite, and that's took me 3.5 hours to get a first proper bite, and I've just had a bream. Seen there. I've had one or two more sort of indications, a couple of liners. But yeah, there was one or two fish sort of rolling. I was setting up. There's been the odd fish top as well. So I know the fish are out there. It's just getting them to open the mouths and feed. Like I say, I've just caught that one just out the blue. Come off the worm. Decided to put 4 dead maggots on. Had one or two little sort of rag bites. Then out the blue, the rod's just pulled round, and I've had a bream. It's probably about sort of £6, just over £6. So a baby really, and it seems funny. Like mate just messaged me. It seems funny saying that the £6 bream is a baby. Well, in here it is. But we've caught a fish. Like I said to my mate the other day, if I came out each time and even caught one fish, it's an achievement on this water, you know, because I never pre-bait. I sort of prefer to come down first light or into an evening and just fish, build the swim up, put a little bit of bait in, build the swim up, and go from there. So like I say, I'm gonna carry on the maggot. So it produced that fish, so it'd be silly not to. So I'm going to carry on the maggot for a bit more. Hopefully, might be able to get one or two. We had a little bit of rain. It hasn't come what was forecast. So yet again, at the moment, I might add, yet again, at the moment, they've got it wrong. Sort of around about 9 o'clock time, it was meant to be absolutely torrential, but it's cloudy, you know, the sun's not out, so it's cloudy. Could do a little bit more of a ripple really, but so it always settles down when you catch one, and hopefully might get one or two more yet. We'll see. Oh, there's a bite. Right on cue. Here we go. Oh. Right on cue. Fish is kiting to the right. And she's ours. So feels a heavy fish. It's a nice fish. Beautiful fish, look at that. There we go. Lovely, clean fish. That's not a baby. That's an absolute beaut. That's the ones that we're coming for. Oosh.
And I always find whenever you have your biggest catch, there's nobody else there to help you weigh it.
Well, when I had all them tens, a mate of mine was on the bank, and Carl was along there as well. He gave me a hand. And sort of opening day of the season, me and Keith last year, when we had a big week, sort of July time, middle of late July, August time.
I did have a stroke of luck once at 10 Mile Bank. I was just packing up when Calvin Allen had been on here. And he packed up early because he hadn't had a bite. And he pulled up beside me. He said, "What you had?" Right, bearing in mind I've got 3 keep nets in, I said, "I think I've got close to 200. He said, "No, you can't have." I said, "I think I've got close to 200. So he gave me a hand away and I've got 187.
Nice, isn't it?
That was my best ever river catch, that. Yeah, okay, the fish weren't massive.
See, now that fish ain't as big, but poor guys, he pulling.
Yeah.
Starting to get 1 or 2. Just as it's time to go home. You think how he's full compared to all them others?
Yeah, crazy, and he's half the size as well.
Yeah. Well, here we go. We've had a sort of half decent session in the end. It's been hard going to start. Probably 3.5 hours before I had a bite, proper bite. And I've had 9 bream. We'll just see if we can get this one in. I've had some of the smaller ones as well, so like 5-6 pound. Here's an old fish. So it's we've had a few, and it's been quite nice to get in amongst a couple after the last sort of few sessions where it's been barren. So just unhook this one. There we go. Come on. There we go. So, look at that. A relief channel bream. Like I say, a bit of an old fish, that one. 1 or 2 lice on it. But it's number 9. So we'll see if we catch one more to make 10. And we're going to get off home. Oosh. Fish on. Get in that net. Absolutely. Another beautiful fish. Gorgeous fish, look at that. Perfect. Hee hee. Well, there we go. We've had 11 bream, and this is the biggest, and this is £9.1. Absolute beautiful fish, and the last fish I caught. So I could say that's £9.1. 11 bream on the channel, I'll take that any day of the week. I'll catch you next time on the bank. Oosh!